I'm Pastor John McClain here with Andreas Ruiz of I Believe in Myself Coaching. If you need motivation in your life, go to IBelieveMyself.org. If you want to know more information about the radio show, go to VeteranRescueMission.org as well, because we're both organizations, apparently. And then also on that homepage of VeteranRescueMission.org, we have a donate button. We can use all the donations we can get, whether it's for our Homeless Veteran Transition Center, where our main focus is to connect people with housing, or it's our veteran thrift store, where our main goal is to train people on jobs and prepare them for the workforce, which so far it's been working out really well. Particularly, just quick story, I was having a conversation with one of my guys the other day, and I was like, oh, cool. You feel like you're ready to go get a part-time job? And he's like, no, I just, I can't see myself working, a day or two a week, like working a whole day. I'd be so drained. I'm like, but you do a day a week at the store without any problems. Couldn't you do that somewhere else and actually get paid for it? He's like, you're right, I could do that. So it's cool when like, this work program that we have, it's fulfilling our potential and what I wanted for it. So it's awesome when I have stuff like that happen.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
I love it.
Yeah.
And before we left the break, Dr. J was telling us about, all the amazing things happen at TIA, and particularly, something that like really caught me that, I wanted to kind of bring us back around to, is you were talking about just kind of like reaching certain goals and making it to a certain place. And it's something that stuck out with me. Again, I'll mention, I feel like this is the Jim Rohn show. I'll be mentioning him so much on this show, where he talks about his teacher asked him to write down his goals. And when he wrote down his goals, his teacher's like, that's good. Those are some, some really good goals. You got some cars there, you got some jobs there, you got, a healthy family and all that. But he's like, where are your health goals on here? And where are your education goals? And where are, and all these other pockets of places that we don't consider enough, but it sounds like in a lot of ways, that's what Tucson International Academy is all about, is to start thinking about, okay, that your goals and your health and your well-being is well beyond just financial or the things that we think of on a surface level.
100%. I mean, there is so much more to life. I mean, really, that's so funny you brought this up, because today I was actually in a high school class for the morning, and I was working with some kids, actually the whole class, and there was a bunch of them. And so I thought, let them get to know you. So I just said, does anybody have any questions for me? Did you want to know something? And they said that they wanted to know, basically how much money I made. And I said, well, how much money do you think I make? And I told them I have 5 degrees, I have this, we own 4 schools, blah, blah, blah. How much do you think I make? And then they said some numbers, and they were crazy amounts. And I go, okay, well, you're going to be shocked, but I make the same as, I didn't say the actual number, but I said I make the same as a police officer, or maybe a little less. And they were like, what? And I said, well, actually, yes, that's how it is. And they were like, well, how come you do it? I mean, you have all these degrees. Shouldn't you be making a ton of money? And I said, well, I can make money. I am smart enough to know how to make a lot of money. But nothing is as fun as getting to spend the day with you. And they were like, you're lying. No way. And I said, no, actually, there's a lot of us that enjoy you kids. And they go, why? And so I was like, well, there's a lot of reasons why we like you. We like your energy. We like to see the future in your eyes. We like to see it when you're bored and you're half asleep, and then all of a sudden you're leaning forward and you're excited about what we're talking about. We like that. And so I'm telling you, maybe 2 hours I was in there, and it isn't that I'm magical, believe me. All I'm saying is you just have to help them envision what it's really all about. It isn't about, what do I got to do now? No, it's so much deeper. It's like, get involved, and what do you really want? Nobody's even asked some of them because they're kind of young. They're 13, 14 years old, and you don't think to ask a 13 or 14-year-old, what do you want to do with your life? What impact do you want to make? But boy, if you do ask those questions, you get some profound answers. And we must be safe haven for them or something, because I got some great answers. So that's what I like. I like that part of it. And that's what I say sets TIA apart. And then before I left to come here to do the radio show, I said, and also be thinking, who wants to come and be a part of the radio show? Because I need one for today.
That's cool.
And I need, and they're like, what? We could be on the radio?
Nice.
I said,
That's
well,
really
yeah,
cool.
if you have a good message, that's what message do you have?
Uh-huh.
I need to hear your message first. So
That's cool.
funny thing is, yes, I have someone coming from that very class today to tape
That's
our
so
show.
cool. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
And she's an 8th grader. That's little.
Oh, she's gonna be so
Yeah.
excited.
And she
That's
is one of
so
those
cool.
rare birds that
Uh-huh.
sees ahead and has a plan.
How
That's
did it
cool.
feel being in the classroom again? Because maybe it's been a while since you taught, maybe. And how did it feel just being in there again? How did you?
Oh man, I love it.
Mhm.
I guess I am a good teacher. you know you're good to some degree because you kept getting good reviews or whatever. Like even when I was with TUSD, I got almost perfects, and that isn't to say you're perfect. It just means I was meeting what they wanted at the time, and but then to just know that you're making such a big difference in their lives and to have them open up to you, it's just so refreshing because everybody needs a safe place. Everyone needs to know they're part of something. We always encourage the kids with the idea that your parents actually do care very much about you. They're just working 2 jobs. How many of your parents work 2 jobs? Oh my God, 3/4 of my class raised their hand.
Wow.
I said, can you imagine all those hours? You only come to school for like 6.5. They're working 8 hours and then maybe another 5 to 6, even 8 more hours a day. And the kids just are like, wow, I never thought. So it's like we get to bridge the gap for families as well as bridge the gap for academic holes, things they didn't learn with COVID and all. We also get to fill them back up with hope and dreams and adventures. And we do our own adventures right there. Like we just separated 34 boxes of food from Gap, and they're going to distribute it today to the families.
Nice.
And they said, how does this work? How does this work? You mean we're just going to give it away? I said, well, yes, we're going to give it away. They couldn't believe we were going to give all that food away. They go, well, who's going to take it? And I said, probably your families. And it was just like dead silent, like, that's right. Oh, wow. And I don't know. That's what I like, and that's what I call being like that. Yes, I can teach reading, writing, and math. No, I'm a reading specialist. That's my area. I can get anybody to read. It doesn't matter what their problem is. It's not that hard. It's just repetition, consistency, motivation, adjust the mindset, stop thinking that I can't. You just do a little bit of stuff and they will start reading. I'm telling you, it is not hard. It's only hard because schools are limited on resources sometimes. Maybe they don't have a reading specialist on staff. I happen to be one myself, and I have my friend is also one. And between the 2 of us, we can get anybody to read. People they thought were brain dead, we can get them to read. There are ways. So there you go.
I like
That's what I
that.
like.
You know what I like what you said is the repetition and just how important that is, and how has that helped you, and what do you feel keeps the youth from keeping that repetition going, keeping that consistency going? What do you feel their struggles are in regards to staying on that consistency and just staying pretty much just doing it over and over again?
For some of them, it is an unstable family life.
Okay.
Maybe they are doubled up in another house. Maybe I have a couple of families. They're like 12 to 15 people in a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. And so that means people are sleeping on the floor every night. So maybe they're squabbling over who's closest to the TV, but that's about their only choice. How fast, how close can I get? I've been in their houses and seen like towels on the floor. Well, that I find out is their blanket. So every now and then there is that. And so another thing that keeps them from being consistent is they don't believe it's going to make a difference. So that mindset isn't quite there yet. Also, their heart is not always set. They haven't opened their heart up because maybe they've had to close it because they feel scared or they feel unsure, or maybe they've listened to an older sibling or somebody who was just joking, but they took it to heart, like, I'm an idiot, I don't have nothing. I'm so you just have to help them feel safe, and then allow them to open when they're ready. And when they do, then you just say, well, what would you like to put in that place now that it's open? Oh, you have an issue with people who are poor. Yes, we didn't have food for a month once, and I lost like all this weight, and I was so afraid my parents were going to go to the hospital. And so people should have the right to get to eat. And I was like, okay, this is a future food ministry person right there. And or they'll open a place like the Gap, or they will join a soup kitchen. You never know. But this person is always going to have that strong feeling about the right people have to be nourished with food. Then you have other people that think that you should have safety with mental issues.
Mhm.
That the world is too wild out there. There should be calm, safe, quiet places.
Mhm.
I mentored a teenager who wrote a business plan through your program that you have taught, the Hispanic Chambers Entrepreneurship Program.
Yeah.
And my mentoree wrote a program for creating a safe place in every school, that if a child is just having a hard time, that they can request 15 minutes, 30 minutes, even up to an hour to just go into that room. And then in that room, there's specific things that she had set up, like, coloring with very focused small places. That's like a mental
It's like
relief.
mindfulness kind of.
Yeah, mindfulness stuff. And then like cushions and
Nice.
a place you can just lay down because you didn't sleep because the neighbor was fighting and they were shooting at each other last night. That does
Wow.
happen.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
making a safe place. So that's a person that girl, I don't know if she ever got that business off the ground, but I'm telling you, she's on to something.
That's
Don't we
great.
all need a little safe place, It may be our living room. Or it may be the bathroom. I know a lot of mothers who are trying to escape their children, and they're like, I have to go to the restroom.
Yes, I do. So that's what she.
That's what we're doing in there.
You're like, honey, you've been in the bathroom for an hour. Are you okay? Yes, I'm perfect.
You can hear snoring. He's snoring in there.
Yep. So now you know the truth.
Yeah.
But you know what? We will find it, won't we? And we can find
yeah.
it either in a positive way or we can find it in a negative way. I'm going to say that bathroom is a positive, but a negative way would be drugs, alcohol.
Yeah.
Well, we got 20
yeah.
seconds till we sign
I
out.
know it's
So
good stuff. Yeah.
go ahead and tell people how they can contact Tucson International Academy by internet and by telephone.
All right. TucsonInternationalAcademy.com.